Good morning, Internet. Today I wanted to talk to you about whether or not a motorbike is a luxury or an expensive toy. And for a little comparison, you have here my Vulcan S. And on this side, you have my Jaguar XJ, which is my other commuter car. So let's see and talk about a little bit whether or not a motorbike is a luxury. So how was I mentioning, I'm going to be taking a closer look at Vulcan S, and just up there, I hope you can see, you had a typical gas cost around my area. So I'll be comparing also gas consumption between Vulcan S and my other commuter car, which is the Jaguar XJ. I use the same type of gas, which is a 95 octane on both vehicles. So it gives a fair comparison about cost and consumption. So as you can see, this morning is a foggy morning. It's dark and it's about 3 degrees Celsius. I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a luxury ride. No, let's see if a bit more traffic than usually at this time. So I wouldn't necessarily say that the fog, cold, night, and when it rains, rain, you get all wet. In any case, even if you have protective gear, you still get some rain going through. So when you look at this way, it's not the greatest experience. I could be in my car with heated seats and a massage going on and nice AC keeping the temperature nice and cozy, which is much more of a luxury than the cold and wet and everything. So I would say that by that perspective, motorbike is not really a luxury item. Now, would it be a toy? I guess if you own a motorbike and you drive it for like warmer months, which there are not that many here where I am, you might be able to ride from the beginning of spring or middle of spring to middle of autumn if you're lucky. If you only ride in those times and only on the weekends, I'll give it up. I'm like, okay, I guess it is kind of a toy. Again, not necessarily luxury, but it will be a toy, unless obviously you're going for, you know, Panigale V4RR type things, which those are expensive. So, as you see, it's quite foggy, and I was going to be talking about an effect that I've been having with the fog, which is that after a little bit, the fog condensation just accumulates in your visor, so you don't really see that well, because yeah, you need to constantly go and clean up the visor. And now that I just turned on the camera again, I realized that that same effect is happening to the camera. So yeah, imagine driving like that. Right, there is no windshield wipers to make it nice and clean again. So again, this is an argument that, you know, motorbikes are not a luxury. We did establish that they can be a toy, and I wanted to, let's see if I can clean this a little bit. I hope that the image has improved. So I was gonna start talking about whether or not a motorcycle is a tool, and potentially the best commuter tool. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I have my Jaguar XJ. We've agreed that, you know, even for a commuter car, and I use it as a commuter car as well, it's a luxury car. So that is definitely a luxury. And because it's a bigger car for European standards, 3.5 liter engine, I think it's around 300 horsepower. But it also drinks a bit. So it usually costs me 10 liters per 100 kilometers. And the motorbike is around 4. So I will put the numbers on the screen just as a comparison, because now off the top of my head I don't know them. But this would mean that just by using the Vulcan S, I'll be saving around 2,000 francs a year, which is quite a bit. And then on top of that, there's the, let's call it, some hidden costs. Insurance, which is about, it's actually over 2,000 for the Jaguar. It's around, if we want to put full insurance on it, would be around maybe 350 francs per year. Then you have road tax. Again, I think the motorbike is around 200 and the Jaguar is around 1,000. So just by mentioning these numbers, you can see that a motorbike is a much better tool for commuting and a better financial decision than buying a car. Now, even if you would be a bit more visible, and I will be doing that. I will be exchanging my Jaguar for a more family-oriented car and a little bit more fuel consumption conscious. But even that one would be around 7 liters per 100 kilometers. Now, I'm giving you numbers like this because my commute, my daily commute, so going to work and coming back home, is about 100 kilometers. So per day in my car, I'm spending 10 liters, and per day the motorcycle spends 4 liters. And again, on the screen you'll see the result of that. Some of you might say, okay, but you know, you can always take public transportation, and that's a fair point. And it's a point that for Switzerland, a lot of people do take public transportation if they can. Now, this 50 kilometers each way takes me about just under an hour. You know, there's some villages that I need to cross, so I'm going to slow down. Otherwise, on the straights like or open roads like this one, I can do 80 kilometers an hour. But overall, it's just under an hour. With public transportation, it take me about an hour and a half. I would have one bus and 2 trains. Sorry, and 2 trains to take. And this on a daily basis would mean that the best option in terms of public transportation would be what they call the GA. Here it's basically you pay an annual fee and you can use all public transportation everywhere in Switzerland. And that is, that's not a bad deal, but it's about 4,000 francs a year. I would argue, and again, I need to make the calculations, but I would still argue that financially a motorbike is a better decision. Obviously, you could work in public transportation, on the train, or you just relax and, you know, fall asleep. And yeah, maybe it'll be more comfortable that way. Now, I'm going to bring a second thing of, not a second, but I said more. Riding in the morning with the cold is that even in the summer, which is obviously not so cold, you just wake up. Now here is chilly, very chilly, but I'm fully awake. I'm present, I'm aware of what's going on, and I can tell you that even when I go with the car, well, nice and cozy. I'm not fully awake, obviously. I am paying attention and everything, but the feeling is much more lethargic. You're like, yeah, okay, you're just riding. And I hope you can see the camera now, because you've been seeing that, or perhaps you noticed that the sun is starting to rise, and now it's getting fully foggy again. But for a moment there before, you could see the sky clearing up a little bit of the red of the sun coming up, and as a backdrop you had the mountains. So when my route takes me towards the mountains, and yeah, in the car you'll see the same kind of, but when you have your helmet on, you see a lot more. Your field of vision is much greater and unimpeded by review mirrors or A-pillars or the front of the car. So it's actually much more enjoyable, and it's also a great way of forgetting your problems. You just, whatever concerns you have, kind of you go for a ride and you kind of goes away, or you find solutions sometimes. So I would even argue that on a financial point of view, maybe you should add to saving on therapy costs. Because riding, for me, it is also therapeutical. Now you might be able to see again a little bit of the mountains slightly towards my left and also in front of me, but it's a little bit darker there, so it might be harder to see. So I think as a conclusion, I hope I can make the case that motorbike is the best tool. It is definitely not a luxury item. It can be a toy. Some people do it as a toy. But if you are on a budget, the cost of buying a motorbike is lower than the cost of buying a car. So it is, let's finish off today's commuter rambling. Let me know in the comments, do you also ride a motorbike? Do you also think that it's the best option for commuting? And yeah, do you have this sort of feeling as well of being almost therapeutic to ride a motorbike? So if you like my ramblings, if you agree, disagree, whatever, but if you took something from this video, please like, subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing more videos like this and some bike reviews and some just interesting trips. So to keep up to what I'm doing, subscribe to the channel, and I wish you a wonderful day. And now you can also see even better in the distance the dark silhouette of the mountains with the clearing sky. So with this, wish you a great day. Be safe.